Is XRP gearing up for a move similar to 2017? In today's video, we are discussing XRP. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of buzz around the future of XRP, and I thought today would be a great opportunity to discuss my thoughts and opinions on what I think is unfolding here for one of the most renowned cryptocurrencies in the market. Let's roll that intro and get right down into it. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another walk and talk here in cold England. And well, today's subject matter is XRP. Now, obviously a lot of you guys, if you're OGs of the channel, know that we've been really quite positive over the future outlook of XRP pretty much since the channel's inception back in 2020. Now, XRP has a bit of history in the market, right? It's been trading for a very long time, and you know, we have seen a lot of volatility in the price action, right? If you've been around in crypto for a while now, you will know that, you know, back in 2017 XRP had a phenomenal kind of marketing strategy. They were kind of really aggressively pushing the future of, you know, digital money and the idea of being able to transfer funds from one jurisdiction, one country to another. And, you know, we saw fantastic new all-time highs, but it wasn't a kind of clean sailing kind of picture. It wasn't something that just happened overnight. It actually took quite a few years before 2017's all-time high came into, you know, into kind of frame, and where we actually started to see a significant amount of profit being generated on the back of XRP. But like all things, they do come to an end, and XRP has had a very turbulent time, right? We've seen that XRP has unfortunately been a victim in the US from the SEC, as many other cryptocurrencies and crypto projects have been as well. And you know, the lawsuit dropped on Ripple back in 2020, you know, courtesy of Jay Clayton, really did cause billions upon billions upon billions of dollars of damage to retail investors, right? The retail investors like I and yourselves, and ultimately we've paid a pretty premium price on that lawsuit so far. 2021 was very much stunted by the SEC lawsuit against Ripple, and we saw lots of developments with the case as well, and we saw the SEC really not trying very hard, at least in my opinion. We've been kind of quite advocates for saying that we think settlement is the only real way that this is likely to unfold. We saw the case with Ripple versus the SEC, or SEC versus Ripple, and we saw the SEC lawyers kind of dropping the ball, having to redo work, and in hindsight, I guess it was all just a bit of a delay tactic, whereas back in early 2021, I was just looking at it as if those lawyers really are not competent and they should really have a different career because they aren't, you know, crossing their T's and dotting their I's. And so when we saw all of these errors and all of these kind of mistakes that the SEC lawyers were making, we kind of got to the conclusion, or came to the conclusion, that ultimately Ripple and the SEC, they had to come to settlement. If Ripple win, it's going to be a huge downer on the SEC, and it's going to hinder the SEC's abilities to go after other crypto-based projects, right? They can't really afford to lose. And if Ripple were to lose, it's going to also be a massive issue and a massive problem for all crypto projects, because it will be used as precedent to basically say that all other cryptocurrencies are securities. Just take a look at the Ripple case and they'll use it that way. So it's really not good if either party loses, right? Different kind of sides of the coin, depending on kind of what stance you want to take. But for the most part, the lawsuit with the SEC and Ripple, in my opinion, the most logical outcome is settlement, right? And we've been talking about this pretty much since it was dropped in 2020, because the logic is that ultimately settlement is the only way forward. So with the lawsuit kind of hindering the price action of XRP in 2021, we saw very little gain. We saw gains, of course, because we were able to accumulate during Jay Clayton's announcement of the SEC lawsuit. We were able to accumulate all those kind of levels around 12 cent, 12, 15 cent. And we did phenomenally well in 2021, but it didn't do as well as it should have done, right? And a lot of people lost faith in XRP, right? We can see this in the comments section. You'll probably notice it in the comments section of this video. Go down and have a look and let me know your thoughts down there as well as to whether you think the XRP is just never going to go back to those all-time high levels, or maybe you think it's just a matter of time. Let me know in the comments there below. But ultimately, there's a lot of emotions flying around when it comes to XRP, right? And so XRP holders generally have been through the ringer, right? They've been kind of abused by the market quite heavily. And it's not necessarily great, right? We've seen lots of pumps, lots of dumps, and we've seen a lot of people just trying to pump their bags to dump it on the market, and ultimately just to kind of exit their own positions. Very selfish people in this space, unfortunately. There's not a lot of people looking out for each other, and a lot more closed-minded, closed-gated, and ultimately people just trying to make a quick buck on the expense or at the expense of others, right? And so the XRP have definitely been on the raw end of that, right? Ultimately, they've kind of had to endure a lot of pump and dumps, lots of kind of scam-based activity. You know, we see them on YouTube, and probably maybe even on this video. There's not much we can do about that other than report them. So if you do see them, do report all the scams you can find. But ultimately, XRP holders have endured a lot. I've been an XRP holder for a very long time, coming in and out, swinging in and out of the market as needed, and have made a pretty decent position in XRP. And that's the beauty of the bear market that we've kind of been through. It's been able to kind of give us time to accumulate even more XRP if we wanted to. Now, is a move like 2017 coming for XRP? And I think there's definitely a very, very high probability that a significant surge to the upside is coming. Now, we've kind of been through this a number of different times, specifically with lawsuits that the SEC have against projects like Ripple and cryptocurrencies like XRP. Ultimately, we have seen very significant increases in price action once the case comes to closure, right? So whether they win or lose or draw, ultimately it hasn't really mattered. If you break into the analysis, you can see that it doesn't matter whether it's a win, lose, draw situation, it just matters that the case is kind of over. And so with the case likely to come to close in 2024, it does put XRP at the kind of forefront of investors' minds. At least it does from my point of view, where I see significant surge to the upside coming. Now, structure-wise, we can see a good, clean, structured move to the upside, but I think the move that is likely to occur here for XRP is going to be significantly higher than many people actually expect. And so we can kind of talk about $5, $15, $30, $589, all these numbers under the sun. I don't think realistically it's worth talking about a very specific number, but I think it's more important to talk about what's going to happen in terms of the sentiment around XRP once that case comes to a close. There'll always be people who are lagging behind that will kind of want to kind of jump in and FOMO in after the fact. But all the people who were XRP holders, and have been accumulating and have been kind of believing in the future of digital assets for a very, very long time, I think those are the ones that are going to win the most. So XRP holders, I guess the message is hold. Things could get turbulent. We might see moves to the downside, and I see that as an opportunity to accumulate more. If we take a look at some of these other cases that the SEC had and kind of finished and closed off, such as Kick Interactive, the KIN token, we saw exponential growth in the KIN token once they were actually classified as a security. So once the KIN token was classified as a security, the very day, I think we jumped up a stupid amount, like 1,000 or so % in 7 days, something stupid like that. And we grew and we grew and we grew, and it continued to do phenomenally well in 2021. And that was after the worst possible scenario, that the KIN token was a security, and that Kick Interactive had to approve sales of the token had to clear those sales with the SEC. 45 days, I believe the notice period was. And so we still saw phenomenal growth in a security-based token, right, after the SEC lawsuit. And so if there is a settlement here between Ripple and the SEC, I think we're going to dwarf that of the Kin token. Not only is XRP one of the most known cryptocurrencies in the entire world, this lawsuit has had a global stage as well. When it comes to a close, the price action to the upside, in my opinion, is going to dwarf that of anything we saw in 2017 for XRP. And it may have taken a significant period of time to happen, but I think we are going to see some real good growth. We're going to see some fantastic percentage gains on our XRP holdings, and I think that is a great time to kind of be alive. Like I said though, nothing moves in straight lines, and XRP holders, in my opinion, must hold through the upcoming volatility, because I am expecting things to potentially pull back a bit, great accumulation before we lift off, and well, I may be in the market to buy some more. So why don't you check out this video here where I'm talking about what is going on with Bitcoin, as it may lead XRP into some future price moves.